What if I told you the company that publicly shies away from general AI chatbots just quietly launched one for its own support? We've all heard Apple's cautious stance on generative AI. While competitors like Google and Microsoft race to integrate AI into everything, Apple often takes a more measured approach, even relying on partners like OpenAI for features. Remember all the discussions around Siri and the need for it to be smarter? Well, something new is brewing, and it's right there in your iPhone. Apple just started rolling out an early preview of what they're calling the Apple Support Assistant. It's a new automated chat feature sitting directly within their official Apple Support app. Currently, a select group of iPhone users in the United States are getting a first look. If you are one of them, you'll spot a new chat button inviting you to chat with support for this early preview. So what does it do? This isn't a freewheeling AI that can write you a sonnet or debate philosophy. Instead, Apple designed it to be a highly specialized digital librarian for your Apple products. The system can quickly resolve what Apple calls frequent problems, offering troubleshooting steps and direct answers related to your Apple devices and services. Think of it like a super smart FAQ that you can just talk to, bypassing endless menu navigations. You know those common issues, like my Wi-Fi isn't connecting, or how do I reset my AirPods? This new assistant aims to handle those. But here's the classic Apple touch, and perhaps the reassurance many of us want. If the automated assistant can't help, or if your issue is more complex, you can easily escalate the chat to a live Apple expert. The app explicitly tells you, support from the people who know Apple best, ensuring you can still access that human connection. Now, just like every major player diving into generative AI, Apple is also putting up the usual disclaimers. They warn users that the chatbot can make mistakes and label it an experimental feature. This echoes the same cautious language we've seen from OpenAI and Google since the early days of their own AI models. Apple's terms of use for this assistant specifically mention it uses generative models that may occasionally produce incorrect, misleading, incomplete, offensive, or harmful results. It's a clear reminder that this technology, while powerful, is still evolving. Interestingly, Apple hasn't specified which language model powers this new support bot. We know Apple has been developing its own foundational AI models, especially with Apple Intelligence recently announced. But they've also faced challenges, reportedly losing some key AI talent to competitors like Meta. This support assistant might be a carefully controlled experiment using their internal models, designed for a very specific, contained use case, providing targeted product support, not general conversation. It deliberately brushes off broader questions or inquiries about unreleased products. It sticks to its lane. So, is this Apple finally embracing the chatbot era, or are they simply dipping a toe in the water, focusing on a practical, contained application? It certainly changes how we might interact with Apple support in the future, potentially speeding up resolutions for common issues. What do you think about a dedicated AI assistant for your tech problems? Will you trust it, or will you always prefer a human touch? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this dive into Apple's latest move, make sure you subscribe and share this episode with a friend.